which will be the next topic, that is geological time scale. In this, it is mainly about how the earth evolved, क्योंकि when the earth initially formed, it was completely in a volatile molten state. Pura, it was basically a hot boiling ball. It's a completely hot ball with boiling material. अभी जो stable, clear conditions, how did it come? How the earth came from its initial portion of molten mass into the present stable condition. That is what is evolution of earth. When it originated, it was just a molten ball, okay, completely molten ball. It's magma, pura, everything is mixed up. So that is evolution. Basically, there are 8 stages. 4 stages refers to the earth's interior and 4 stages refers to the atmosphere. First, the condition was completely molten and volatile. When the earth initially formed, the temperature was very, very high because the spinning gaseous nebula, जो भी sun का part था, it all had come out and it was, the temperature was very, very high. So that condition, it was completely in a molten form and it is a volatile form where everything was completely mixed up. All the elements are different, in all the different way it is all mixed up. है ना? So this molten ball, it is settled at one place. All the matter got accreted together and it has formed a huge planet now. Now, after that, what would be the second stage? Second stage is when all the different material, now it is all mixed up. All the different material will start to segregate as per the density. We call it as density separation. Density separation क्या होता है? The heavier elements started to sink towards the center of the earth because of the gravity. The lighter elements started to come out towards the outer layer. है ना? Heavier elements क्या है? Iron, nickel, which has started to sink down towards that lighter element. Silicon started to come up. Or later क्या है? The gaseous elements started to be released into the surface. So this density separation started because initially it's all molten, mixed up, and over the period of time, gradually when it started to cool down, this density separation happened. So initially, what was the time period? It was 4.8 billion years ago. So after the origin, it was basically a molten volatile state. From there, the density separation started to happen. And from this density separation, the densest material started to sink towards the center and the lightest material started to come out. Then third stage is gradual condensation. Condensation मतलब the entire ball started to reduce in size. Initially बहुत बड़ा था क्योंकि बहुत volatile stage में था, everything was mixed up. Now the density separation has happened, so it started to contract in size. Gradually it has started to reduce in size with a condensation. Compaction हुआ, so that is condensation and reduction of size. Then finally different layers, which we call differentiation. Differentiation of different layers. है ना? अर्थ का आउटर लेयर एक हार्ड रॉक लेयर बना, उसके नीचे there is this mantle, then below that we will have core. So as per the different density of the material, the temperature, it got segregated and different layers are formed. These are the 4 steps related to the interior. It started as a molten volatile rock, then the density separation happened. Heavier elements started to sink towards the center, lighter elements started to come out. Then gradual condensation and compaction also happened. And finally different segregation, different separation of different layers. इंटीरियर तो ठीक है. What about the atmosphere? Initially, when the earth formed, it had a primordial atmosphere. What is the meaning of primordial? Primordial is primitive. The primitive atmosphere which was existed when the earth formed as a completely molten ball. So that was mainly made up of lighter elements like hydrogen and helium. What are hydrogen and helium? These are the elements which the gaseous cloud which was there. The primordial atmosphere was very thin and it was made up of lighter elements like hydrogen and helium. And this thin atmosphere was stripped away by the solar wind. ज्यादा दिन नहीं टिकेगा, है ना? तो that was completely stripped away because it did not have the capacity to sustain. We wanted a heavy atmosphere, very thick atmosphere is required. Current one is thick atmosphere. So this thin atmosphere which is made up of hydrogen and helium was easily stripped away by the solar wind. Once this primordial atmosphere is completely removed, then gradually the actual atmosphere evolved. कैसे evolve हुआ था? The first in this direction is degassing.